Alright, I'm finally back from YouTube jail. The previous video gave me some problem. Got a copyright claim from CELSYS itself. So I need to change the wholesome animation into this. And now one of CELSYS staff is actively stalking all my action here. Like even if I make one small change to the link or make a new guide, they will find out instantly in a couple minutes and nuke them. I'm not even joking, with only one view, which is the CELSYS staff itself, and they remove the file instantly. I have no idea how they're able to do it real fast. I'm sure if I write a small text here in this corner, that CELSYS staff will check it instantly and nuke them again. So no more Clip Studio video for a while. They also deleted some of my normal drawing process video with Clip Studio, a completely normal tutorial. But I guess this gives me an opportunity to add in voiceover to this painting process. Hopefully it's more interesting. Made this drawing when Clip Studio 3.0 released, which around 6 months ago. If you only use Clip Studio for a normal drawing, you will not see any difference from the version 2 or version 3. They mostly focus on the 3D features so far. Everything else still the same. Nothing special on this sketching process. I'm not exactly remember what brush I install here, but I always try to find brush that feels like a basic brush without any special features. It works best for me. My line here is really bad. I keep spamming Ctrl Z even for small lines in this sketch. And then I flip a lot. This will really help you to draw other side properly if you are not used to it. I set the shortcut to R so I can keep pressing it multiple times. Looking at this old drawing again, I can easily notice how bad it is. It's far from balanced. That other eye is too low and too far. Luckily we have Liquify. I hope I actually fix that eye. Ever since I know Liquify, I happily rely on it to fix my sketch. This make my original sketch far worse. And the Liquify actually make everything a bit blur the more you use it. I never do line art, so I just clean up the sketch and then erasing most part, and usually it ends up like redoing everything. I use lasso tool, then transform with Ctrl T to move this body part. Most time neck is placed directly on the middle part of the head, which is around the ear. Just try to touch your own neck and ear to check. I probably need to move it back a bit more, but I don't know. Past me has much more lower skill than present me. For drawing hair, I zoom out a bit so it's easier to make long smooth lines. The most important thing when drawing hair is to get the actual shape first. Don't get into details directly. To apply base color, I use lasso tool to select whole part and then use fill or bucket tool to fill up the color. We start with the big airbrush to get a general idea of the color and the lighting. The idea here is the character is on shadow but getting bounce light from the ground. My color choice is always based on the color wheel. Basically we just going down to black and then change the hue a bit toward the red with this triangle color wheel. But on a normal square color wheel, you will need to go a bit diagonally to get a good color. I still have no idea how to choose color properly using this Procreate circle color wheel. This is just the worst. This color wheel is just really stupid. Other than the soft bounce light, I also add a strong light directly from behind. I use pure white color for this. Usually people not recommend using pure white, but this will depends on the style. And then adding more yellowish color around those white light because this white is from the sunlight. The light will scatter around things. With this bounce light, the lighting is kinda inverted. So we get light on the below nose and below eyebrow, below mouth and eyes. If you ever go outside, this is actually the most common light you will get. Changing background colors can help you choose colors better than using a full white background. Depends on the habit too. Since color is relative, when you use this darker background, our character will look far more bright than before. So we don't need to make the character too bright like most newbie artists. We just need to make everything else darker. Now we are done with the base. We are going to use overlay layer placed on the top. I also use my usual trick to give more depth around the sketch by duplicating the sketch layer as the color burn layer and then blur it a bit. every layers are clipping to the base layer. Using this overlay layer and soft brush can give you a good light color with those subsurface scattering reddish color and also improve the contrast. The colors now feels a bit too bright, so I make a new layer as multiply on the top and fill the whole layer with this saturated color. And then I check which color look best by using hue saturation adjustment by pressing Ctrl U. It ends up as a light blue color, the most common shadow color. And then I erase the light area using big airbrush. Now I get some proper lighting, not too bright like before. But now after adding voiceover, I kinda like the previous version a bit more. I decided to work on the background gradient a bit to help imagine the light setting. Just random airbrush with no idea what I make here. Making background first will help you choose color even better, because it will match from what you see, because color is relative to its surrounding. Next, I use soft light layer a bit to soften up the whole light, and then using hard light layer mainly for rendering. This looks like I paint normally, but I actually still using hard light layer for this whole detailing. It basically works same, just always remember how the hard light layer works. 50% light is doing nothing or just adding color. It's similar to overlay layer. I just realized that color wheel is not visible here. Weird. And suddenly, Clip Studio Paint crashed. I have no idea what caused this. Ever since this version 3 update, Clip Studio crashes a lot. It even worse on 3.1, crashing every 5 minutes if I turn on the autosave. So I had to redo hard light layer again, or more like redo the rendering. But this time, I decided to use Liquify to make the eyes a bit bigger. This crash also make my brain refresh the view, so I can make a better improvement than before. Clip Studio is able to liquify multiple layers, thanks to the version 2.1 update. Most other apps like Krita and Procreate also able to do this from a long time ago. Clip Studio get these features just recently. At least it's still better than Photoshop. Still using the hard light layer, I add a more bounce light. I need to make sure it's not as light as the main light source. Keep it subtle and more color. And then I use airbrush for the lips to get more soft look. And it crashed again. So I redo the whole thing again. I think it always crashes after I press multiple keys at almost same time. I always spam Z and X as my brush size key, Shift Z and Shift A as my zoom key. I suspected, or my Clip Studio copy is just bug. This crash only started after I update to version 3. And this time I finally decided to save a lot. I keep pressing Ctrl S every chance I have. Since all light comes from the light bounce from below, the light is inverted here. Usually those light parts, like below eyebrow, eyes, nose, and mouth, are the shadow. I really love this lighting setting and keep redoing this light. After redoing this multiple times, thanks to the crashes, I already know what I need to do, so it's a bit faster. I use a lot of soft brush for the eyes, more like for everything with this new art style. Then I add hard brush details on the last step. We are still using the same hard light layer in the last 5 minutes. Some part look a bit too reddish, so I add in a bit blue color to them to balance it. In this hard light layer, using 50% light on the color wheel will not change the light, just modify the color. And then adding more orange shadow. Looking at this again, I think the light below eyebrow is a bit too much. It's almost the same color as the cheek. After I use a lot of soft brush, always remember to react the hard edges to improve the contrast, especially around the eyes. Remember the eye highlight for a big impact and make it more solid than the other soft part. Eyes are always the main focus on this portrait drawing, so don't worry to spend more time to it. All this rendering is only from one hard light layer. You can do this with any layer if you know what to do. Now I'm using normal layer on the top for further rendering. The way I make eyelashes is just a lot of random lines. Also add in white to some part for more contrast and highlight. Those extra white give big contrast and make stuff more interesting and kinda detailed. And here is just more random lines too. This help add fake details. I still need to figure out a better way to render hair and more like all other parts too, because I actually only know how to render face. Adding random dots to those soft eyes give interesting details. You can always add random stuff to the eyes. It always gets better the more unique it is. A really common anime stuff. At this later stage, I mostly have no idea what to do and just try to polish stuff, probably wasting a lot of time. And finally, it's almost 2 hours, including all the crashes. So I just call this done because no one will see this like usual. This is not exactly my proudest artwork, but it's still the best I've done using Grab Studio because I only use it like 10 times. Coming up next, you request and I will draw. You can get free headshot commission. Comment below your characters you want me to draw. Can be anything.